and hop into it. A lot of dry ice this map. First big thing. So even with weak carbon, maybe that doesn't need to be too much of a concern. Plenty of aluminum available, even if it is in kind of weird positions, actually. We've got a lot of iron to the edges. The aluminum is, like usual, kind of congregated toward the middle. Very difficult to find something great on this map, actually. There are things you can do, but I don't know if I would call them great. I'm going to wait for a little while still. I'm still going to wait for a little while. There's good stuff, but I don't need to found with a large amount of depth for it. Okay, we'll take this. Grab a lot of aluminum.
We will have the first factories up and running in no time.
I don't know if we really want a lot of aluminum, but it's kind of what we have, so... Clark has seriously bought steel. Oh man, Clark is PB. No question about that with that particular play. Like, I'm pretty sure he just bought steel while he's waiting to upgrade. In order to punish me a little bit.
Expansive colony founded.
For founding as late as I did. And that definitely works. That'll get it done. Make it hard for me to expand. Upgrade. And I'm just going to go right into, I think, more than enough iron. And stick to that and just get this steel rolling in. I'm going to rely on the fact that I'm expansive this game to really make it work. And I may have to sell out of these at some point. Like, it may just not be worth it, quite frankly. We'll have to see how it goes. With a robot on the field, everybody having plenty of aluminum. That's why I founded near the aluminum, though, was so that I could get rid of it very easily if I wanted to. And that's looking very, very tempting right now. I may sit on it for a little while, because frankly, it's really, really, really good aluminum production. But once I have enough that I don't necessarily need... Oh man, I never actually put that mine down. I gotta get on that. I gotta do that better. That's a huge mistake that's gonna cost me quite dearly this game. Because now I can't put down an extra steel mill for a long time. And it's all because of that mistake. No extra claims this game. So I'm gonna develop into, say... I think 400 aluminum. Then I'm just gonna scrap out of it and not sell any of it. Probably 450, 460 maybe. That kind of thing. Maybe even a little bit more. Maybe just make the push to 500. And then from there I'll see what happens. Not really happy about this late steel that I've got going on. That is not going to go well for me. I need this iron. Like, that is such a huge mistake. I don't think I can even describe it appropriately. How big of a deal it is that I put down a claim instead of an actual iron mine up there. That is so huge, this game. It's not even funny. It means PB is just going to run away with it at this rate. Alright. I can scrap out of these and go into something like food, I think. It's looking alright. It's not great, but it'll work. It'll also kind of hurt our scavenger opponent up there. On the other hand, it may make him target me. You never know. So I'm going to go ahead and actually defend these. Then I'm going to get into this last little bit of steel now that I can afford to, because I've got plenty of iron coming in. And now I'm in trouble. Like, PB is just going to run away with it from here at this rate. He is going to need to be shut down quite hard. Because I am not in a good spot. With any luck, I can at least get steel made. But look at this. This steel is actually losing money. I should just turn it off. And I should just sell down iron and see what I can do from there. I'll have to watch it carefully. Because there are times when I'm going to want to probably... Well, power's kind of expensive. Maybe I just leave it off instead of worrying about the minor profit that I'm losing from it for the time being. So that I can wait on power. Herbert went into a very quick geotherm, which means I'm not going to have access to 2 of them. That's probably okay, though. I am going to need to worry about water on the next HQ level, for sure. I'd love to push to this upgrade. There it is. And that geotherm, that's the geotherm I wanted. Of course that's the geotherm I wanted. We don't have a whole lot of debt, so I think I can get away with pushing on this a little bit. We're just going to have to see exactly how it goes, though.
9,000, 12,000, 14.
Don't really need to worry about securing silicon right away, I don't think. Oh, that's getting expensive, guys. Fine, I don't get one. That changes my plans pretty drastically, unfortunately. Now I'm going to have to worry about solar panels this game. Thankfully, that is an option that is available to me, but it's not something I wanted to have to do, because suddenly it's created a very, very strange scenario here. I'm just going to start buying into all this. I still don't want to sell aluminum. I have that set aside for my use. It's not for anybody else.
Pirates. I hate those
Pirates
filthy
coming in. Those
bastards.
probably aren't on me. Oh, no, they are. Somebody's pirating my iron. My $20 iron. There's water flying through the sky. I mean, seriously right now. Whatever. Let's grab my water. This is why I was kind of nervous about the farms. They're not actually making money anymore. There is an aluminum shortage going on. Maybe that'll help me out a little bit. You know what? If that goes high enough, then I can go ahead and make that transition back pretty easily. There. We made some money. I may just head back into it anyway because the food's not working out and the aluminum's fairly cheap to drop. Go ahead and get into the glass that we're going to need to upgrade. I would love to actually make glass before long, but that's not really an option. Iron's still getting stolen from me. Alright, let's just go with it. We've got the upgrade. May as well take it. Maybe get down a little extra power with that because silicon's still mega cheap. And power's doing really well. We have quite a bit of debt, but we can tear through that pretty quickly, I would think. And then maybe even we hit some glass furnaces. Or reactors are also very, very strong. My power got frozen. That sucks. Let's see. Kind of want to do one of these, actually, and then just drop this guy right here.
Robotic colony.
Glass is good, but reactors are good too. And I've got access to water pretty easily. I don't have access to silicon easily, so I can't rely on that. It's kind of my thought process there. PB is still way ahead of the pack right now, but he's not completely destroying the game yet. So maybe we'll be okay. I've got one claim left. Actually, a pleasure dome could work. Oh, get punished. Thank you for that. This is so tempting. Unfortunately, power's a bit expensive right now. So it's probably not something I should actually do. Instead, I could go for that patent lab play that I enjoy so much. Maybe that'll work out. Don't actually really want this auction, but I have to bid on it while it's cheap just to make sure. Clark is up at HQ 5. That is something to be concerned about, considering there are pretty good off-worlds this game. Definitely strong enough off-worlds this game to be concerned about. He doesn't have a whole lot of debt going on. He's got resources that he needs. The only thing he really doesn't have is any level of tech whatsoever. He hasn't teched anywhere yet. He's just been kind of building consistently, which is fine for him. I wish I'd gotten that before I had committed to putting down a patent office, but whatever. Aluminum is great. I'm just going to sell that down in the moment. That's great for me. He's actually probably been making quite a bit of money on his aluminum. It's kind of terrifying. Sell down a bit, grab this goon. I am looking for an upgrade still before too long, but I need to make sure this patent office is actually functional first. So that's just what I'm doing right now. Probably do something straightforward and simple first. Something cheap. And we'll go from there. Ooh, that's very tempting, actually. Maybe just queue a couple things up and see how it goes from there. That could work out all right. I'm going to go ahead and buy into that. I don't see a whole lot of glass production down, just a little bit. There is more coming down right over here, but it's not up yet. It probably won't be up in time for me to care. Yep, there we go. Got to the upgrade. Now I can go ahead and use that claim I got. Let's get into...
Colony expanded.
Oh, well, let's just get into some glass over here. Maybe an extra steel. No, I really shouldn't have put that there. Now I just opened myself up in really dumb ways. What I was going to do is go kind of like that and then try and push to a goon squad, preferably. There it is. Get that down right there. Just try and make all that work. and see how it goes. Grab that. This is still working just fine. I have 3 claims left that I can use. I could commit to some silicon or some carbon. Silicon would be the pretty obvious choice out of those two. The other option is to just go ahead and collect a little more water. Alright, slammed into the goon. And then try and put some food down, like right over here. I will want tech at some point. I do need to be concerned about tech before too long. And I don't really need this aluminum anymore, from what I can tell. Some small amount would help, but it's not absolutely necessary. Thinking machines, I think, is going to be rather critical this game. Power, on the other hand, I almost certainly don't need. Big EMP. This is why I was kind of concerned about how my territory was going to look from the found, but whatever. What can you do about it, you know? Alright. I need to be attacking this guy right here as soon as I can. Before too long. I will go ahead and keep a spy there. And that's fine. At least I think that's fine.
Black market is online.
And let's get started. No, I can't. I can't actually. I have to wait for it to finish. Unfortunate. Well, that's okay. We are still running behind. Don't get me wrong, but we do have a couple of edges we can exploit still. So we'll be trying to make that happen. Namely, the fact that we're expansive and we went into this patent lab and we kind of knew we'd be playing a little bit from behind. On top of that, Bradbury is starting to punish Clark a little bit, which is convenient for us, and we'll have to try and make good use of that for ourselves. Man, another one? The old one wasn't even done yet. Okay, let's get started.
Just disappointed in you.
Colony expanded.
I've got carbon coming in, which is good. Very important right now to have carbon coming in. Especially because just so much of my stuff is frozen in general right now. It's very important that I've got carbon coming in. I need some engineering labs down, and I don't have them yet, and that's definitely a concern. Get started in virtual reality. Okay. There we go. That's at least something. It's at least something going our way-ish a little bit right now. I'm still worried about the engineering labs. I need to get out of these desperately. They're awful. Go ahead and get into electronics. And there we go. That should help out a bit. That should be a start on things going my way a little bit more. The food is great, and that's fantastic. I am worried about debt, which I've really let go this game. And I might need to get back into power before long. Unfortunately, that's going to be difficult with silicon being at the extremely high price that it is. And I think I'm going to need to get out of my dry ice to do it. Not today, obviously, on the power thing. But at some point, that is going to be important. Grab that. Have it ready to go, hopefully. I don't know about this steel. I've got nanotech, don't I? Yeah, I've got nanotech, so I think I'm just going to get out of this steel. And I'm not moving it into power. I'm going to move it into chems, actually. For the most part. Not that. There we go. There. Okay. Okay. We're moving forward. 15 seconds there. I picked up virtual reality already. That should be helpful. I need power. I need power. I need power. I need to get out of this electrolysis. And I need to just put down power. As much as I don't want to, it has to happen. Power is going ridiculous. I have a ridiculous amount of debt. I need to get my stock bought, and I need to make all these things happen. I want to go ahead and scrap this guy, move into the Pleasure Dome. Power should come down at some point. Do I have enough money to secure that last one? Somehow it doesn't look like it. No. That's unfortunate. I'm in a really bad spot. I let debt run away from me again, as per usual. That is causing problems. And unfortunately, this freeze, it's just these constant EMPs are really causing problems, and that's quite painful. Let's see. I can go ahead and get a little risky, I suppose. No, I can't, because I can't actually utilize the black market. Alright. Let's just do what we can, then. Not in a great spot, but it is a functional one. Actually, another option. I guess this is already up, and it is making quite a bit. I did have other options, though. Oh, come on. Ridiculous to my mind. But whatever. I still hate that, and I will always hate that mechanic in this game. We are paying down debt. Okay with power at this point. I mean, superconductor doing work. Which is nice. Okay, I did get to that C rating. Clark is down at that D rating, which is kind of a big deal because it means he can't throw black market at us very effectively. And that's definitely helpful. Chems probably aren't going so hot. I should likely move out of them, if at all possible, fairly soon. None of this stuff is honestly all that great, except for my electronics, which should be going all right. And of course I have the Offworld functional, which is definitely a big deal right now, and is the only reason I'm actually still in the game. Alright, plot auction, I don't really care about. Actually, it's a pretty good plot auction, realistically, but I don't know if I should care. What I should do is just move around right here. Am I going to get that? Because that would be okay. No. 8,000 there. That's fine. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Let's go.
10,000.
He bid that up at the last moment. People didn't notice. I don't really care because I didn't really want the plot, honestly. It's kind of far away. I have aluminum right next to me that I can use if I want to, so I'm going to just not worry about it too much. I would have loved, like, one more claim. My territory is super awkward this game, and one more claim here or there could have really turned it in an important direction, and that just did not happen, unfortunately. And I don't know what to do from here. Everything looks really awkward. Like, stock is awkward, prices are awkward. These chems aren't very good, so I guess I should get rid of them. Maybe I'll just do that. See if I can make something happen. Thankfully, this pleasure dome will help me with my debt situation pretty effectively. And I think we're going to be alright, but
Expansive
I'm not sure, actually. I'm just not sure. I have no idea what's happening this game. Just to be frank about it. One thing I do know is that I really should be getting aggressive here, I think.
We're not surprised, just disappointed in you.
It'll get me in trouble, but maybe I can take it. That was the point of what I did with the patent lab this game. Steel's really nice, and it would be nice to be making steel, maybe, instead of oxygen. It's a hard call, realistically. I get hit by an EMP, which means I can't use any of these guys. Those actually look really ridiculous right now, don't they? That's funny. I wish I could queue these up while I was EMP'd, just throwing it out there. That'd be kind of nice. I really should get out of these. The aluminum is still pretty good. I guess I can leave that there. And this is still, I mean, it's okay. I think it's still better than steel, technically, during the daytime, but maybe once night comes, we get rid of it. Alright, get those going. Maybe we do it kind of like that. No, let's not do that. Hold on. Let's do it like that. That should be better. This water I'm a little bit nervous about, but I don't know what to turn it into effectively, because I've left myself with some very strange territory, and I don't know how to handle it, really. The freeze went down over there. That's great. Who actually has money right now? Herbert has money right now, and Bradbury has money right now. Bradbury, maybe I should be more concerned about Bradbury over here with all his tech going on. I assumed this was PB because he got off to a strong start, but then he started doing really weird things afterwards, so maybe it's not. At the end of the day. Maybe it's just not. That steel surplus kind of works for me. Not a huge deal one way or the other. Let's make all the rest of that happen. Why did this drop in profits? Somebody built a pleasure dome? Seriously? I can't believe you have a pleasure dome running, losing you money right now. Are you serious?
Off-world shipment
Fine.
launched. Look at all the money.
Do what I can with it, I guess. Holograms are starting to get purchased up, so I need to be on the hunt for actual off-worlds somewhere. I just haven't really noticed where they would have gone down,
The black market
but it does
is
feel like they
online.
should be somewhere by now. Food is looking silly. I don't really know why food would be that expensive, but it is. My power is dead even at the moment, which I find interesting. Let's see, okay. Maybe we can get dumb. I'd love to buy Clark in a lot of ways because he owns a lot of me, but he doesn't have a lot of cash. Well, nobody has a lot of cash all of a sudden for whatever reason. So maybe that's okay. This water, maybe I should just get out of the water for the time being and be ready to get back into it at a moment's notice. Let's see, the electronics are still okay. Everything's okay, except for maybe aluminum? I don't know, guys. Everything's weird this game.
Offworld shipment launched.
I do have nanotech, right? I'm not crazy? I do have nanotech. Okay, we're good. I do have nanotech.
Offworld
Not crazy.
shipment launched.
I can buy Herbert.
Look at all the money.
Maybe I just do that. It's a lot of territory. It gives money to other people, but it gives me, well, an off-world for one thing. Maybe it's worth it. I think it's worth it, just for the territory. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do that, so I've got that set up. Then I can actually use this triangle for something helpful. Get something done, maybe. Steel is great. I mean, just all this extra territory is great right now, because there's a lot of stuff to make money with. Where was the mutiny? On the Pleasure Dome, and the Offworld got blown up. Anyway, like I was saying, there's a lot of stuff to make money with. I just didn't have the space for it, realistically. Like, it just wasn't there. I can get out of this and do... No. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did I have an extra claim? I did have an extra claim. Shoot. Alright, I can do that. That should help. I have an extra claim just sitting around. I could commit to another off-world with it, but those are a bit expensive.
Offworld shipment.
Oh man, water is pretty silly too. Although my research is kind of carrying me through most of it. It's not all of it right now, so I need to get these guys shut off. Maybe I just do some real moving around. I know water's being jacked up artificially right now, in part, but I'm not sure I care, because I can still have all the things I want down if I just shuffle them around a little bit, and then I'll be more consistent a little bit later. Now I do need to get out of these and on into Chem Labs, quite obviously, I think. Okay, there is a shortage going on. There is a hacker array being toyed with right now. So that needs to be kept in mind. Dynamite on an off-world again. Well, we'll just keep fixing it. Buy up some dynamite ourselves.
Look at all the money.
Yeah, sure. Why not? That off-world is being repeatedly shut down, which is why I haven't really worried about it too much. I do need to make sure I'm actually using the off-world when it's online. That's kind of an important detail. Chem production is fantastic. I mean, absolutely amazing. I mean, if I'm going to spend chems at all, it should be on... Well, I don't have to worry about it now because everything's frozen, but... We'll see how it goes. Man, you'd think I'd be paying off debt like crazy during the day as long as I'm not frozen the whole time. Let's see. Offworld is still a bit expensive. 66,000? But maybe that's alright. Maybe I can just sacrifice one of these dry ice condensers for it, and that would be okay. Let's see, who actually has cash? Bradbury has cash, Clark really doesn't, so Bradbury needs to be the target at 725 right now. Not a lot of debt over there, which is worth paying attention to. Alright, those upgrades should work. His power is great during the daytime, which is what I'm looking for.
Shipment launched. Look at all the money.
And then, of course, power is awful during the nighttime, but, you know, what do you expect? It would be nice if these had been rearranged so I could actually abuse the thinking machines that I picked up this game, but I think we're going to be okay regardless. 726 is all we need. This launch should do it. That takes out Red Sparrow, and it is just PB left, who has been paying down debt like crazy and does still have a fair amount of money left over. Despite that, get that launch started. I've got 4 off-worlds, maybe 5 if I do that as well. I can go ahead and afford to repair that, I think. The mutiny came back. The mutiny got thrown out. That one should stick, I think. That one should stick for at least 30 seconds and force him to pay 50,000 to fix it. So that's great. We have all this territory now. Chems are great. Food's great. Look at all this research I could be doing. Probably what I should do is scrap these and find something to actually be making, like chems.
Look at all the money.
And then I can maybe do some glass research and some fuel research. Here, we'll do it like that. Especially with these chem prices that I'm kind of driving up right now, I think it's important to get that fuel research done. This power short is great for me. Look at me paying down all that debt. That's fantastic. I also do have 2 pleasure domes, which I've kind of been leaving there. I don't know if that was actually the right call or not, but since I had virtual reality, I thought it might work. My power was fine before I got a Geo. Don't be ridiculous. My debt was never out of control. It was barely teetering on the edge, is what my debt was. Which is exactly where you want it to be. I did fine on debt that game. That's how you should use debt for the most part. Maybe I tipped a little bit too far in the in-debt range, but don't kid yourselves that just because I had a lot of debt meant that it was out of control. Clearly, I was in control of it. Barely. Power short was pretty cool. Not gonna lie, power short was pretty awesome. Let's see. Black market, targeted by opponents 17 times. Red Sparrow hit me 3, yeah, PB hit me 11. Really should be no surprise. He was working hard to shut me down. And how often did I hit him? I hit him 5 times. I guess that's something. The EMPs were painful, but I think that one just came down to tech, really. This was PB like I thought it was initially. I don't know what happened to him in the middle of the game. I wish I could, like, turn back the clock and look at exactly what of this territory was his. But it honestly felt just a little bit like he got stuck in the mud a little bit and couldn't push forward. He did have an Offworld here, which I didn't actually expect for a long time. How many Offworld launches did he get? 12 compared to R18. He was making money. He just couldn't... He didn't seem to be able to do a whole lot with it. And I guess the big difference is we made a lot more money on world, and I think that's mostly going to be down to tech. We had 15. Red Sparrow had 8. PB had none. BE had 4 in power, which is part of why power was so hard to figure out that game. Ridiculous power. Yeah, I did not realize there was an Offworld here. I wish I'd known. That would have been cool. Obviously, this spy was great because I already knew there was an Offworld here. And yes, I knew there was an Offworld, and I knew it was goon squatted. But what the spy did the entire rest of the time was when I wanted to attack this Offworld, I could know whether it was goon squatted or not. And that would tell me how to attack it. So, you know, earlier in the game, I was dynamiting it. And then late in the game, after I'd bought up other people, first of all, they had been freezing the whole time. And if they hadn't been doing that, I would have frozen it or blown it up with dynamite. Probably blown it up with dynamite. But when they were out of the game, then it made it really obvious, okay, now is the time to mutiny. And so that's why I'm really, really pleased with that spy that we picked up. That felt really good. And as you can see, I think he might have mutinied again because that mutiny went up to 70,000. So he paid $50,000 for a mutiny late game, and that's a pretty big deal. Yeah, I did not understand what was going on here, but it does make a lot of sense that it was hologrammed and it just looked weird at times. Maybe the reason, I don't know, guys. It looked weird the whole time. I did not expect it to be an Offworld because it looked so weird. And holograms don't usually act that way. It was a pretty solid game. Rough start. Definitely a rough start. Huge mistake right at the beginning. Huge mistake right here on HQ2. That was a big deal. That slowed me way down. But I think it was just going for tech on HQ4 with the patent lab that did it. Picking up carbon scrubbing was huge. Picking up nanotech was huge. There were just a whole bunch of times that game. Imagine if I didn't have nanotech, right? If I don't have nanotech and I'm making all those transitions when steel is up at $100, $150, $200 at times, then I'm in trouble. if I have to make those transitions. But suddenly with nanotech, it's fine. Nothing. It's not a big deal at all. Who cares? So I think that patent lab is what did it. Like making the detour for that, huge deal. All right, let's hop out.